Hello! This video is going to cover the complete installation of the 60-inch Camrose ceiling fan by Home Decorators Collection. This is an indoor dual mount fan, meaning that it can be hung from a standard flat ceiling with the included downrod, or it can be hung from a higher angled ceiling with an extension downrod sold separately. The fan has quick install features like a slide-on mounting bracket and twist and lock glass shade to make installation easier. It also features a remote control and a color-changing LED module. So the color-changing LED module allows you to choose between soft white, warm white, or daylight light settings to easily blend with your decor and give you more lighting options. So before we get started, just a couple of notes. If you want to fast forward through this, there's links down below that'll take you to each individual step of the process, and you can just fast forward to that point if you're looking for some help with a certain step. You want to make sure that the electricity is turned off at the breaker box and at the wall switch. If you don't feel comfortable working around electricity, please consult with a licensed electrician. And one other note is if you're hanging this fan where there was just a light fixture on your ceiling, you want to make sure that the outlet box is clearly marked acceptable for fan support. If it's not marked acceptable for fan support, you're going to need to change that before beginning. So as you can see here, we've already unpacked the fan. We've opened up the manual to the parts page, and we're just going to make sure that we have all the parts before beginning, and that way we don't get stuck along the way. First up is the mounting bracket. The mounting bracket comes pre-installed inside the canopy and the canopy ring, and we'll show you in the first step how to remove that to get started. You're going to have 5 hand-carved wood blades. You're going to have 5 blade arms. You're going to have 5 blade support plates, the light kit pan, the ball and downrod assembly, the decorative motor collar cover. This is the LED module. It's the glass shade. Have the fan motor. You'll have the remote and receiver. Just a quick note about the receiver, it has this easy plug wire harness to make connecting the receiver to the fan quick and easy. You'll have a hardware pack with the blade arm screws, the blade attachment screws, and plastic wire nuts. And if you're installing this with the extension downrod sold separately, you'll need this extension wiring that's also included. So just some tools we're going to need for this project. We need a Phillips head screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver. We like to use a line voltage tester to make sure the wires aren't live before beginning. You may need a pair of wire cutters and strippers. You'll definitely need some electrical tape, and of course a ladder. So we have everything here. We're ready to begin. Let's do this. The mounting bracket comes pre-assembled inside the canopy with the canopy ring attached. To remove the mounting bracket, first twist the canopy ring counterclockwise to remove and expose the screws. Then note that there are 2 J-slotted screws and 2 standard screws on each side of the canopy. Begin by first removing and saving 2 standard screws. Next, loosen but do not remove the 2 screws in the J-slots of the canopy. Once those screws are loosened, simply twist and lift the mounting bracket out of the canopy. This fan features a slide-on mounting bracket for easy installation. The bracket has 2 keyhole slots that will align with the 2 screws in the outlet box. Simply align the slots of the mounting bracket with the screws in the outlet box and then slide to hold in place before tightening. This is just a demonstration. To install the mounting bracket, begin by using a Phillips head screwdriver to loosen but not remove the 2 screws in the outlet box. Next, feed the house supply lines through the mounting bracket and align the slots of the mounting bracket with the screws that were loosened in the outlet box. Then slide the mounting bracket into place. Then, use a Phillips head screwdriver to completely tighten both of the outlet box screws and secure the mounting bracket. Make sure that both screws are completely tightened. Before installing the downrod, you'll first need to loosen but not remove the set screw on the motor collar. Use a flathead screwdriver to loosen but not remove the set screw. The motor collar also features a safety tab that will lock the downrod in place should it ever loosen over time. Next, gently pull out the green ground wire from inside the ball and downrod assembly. Next, feed the wires through the decorative canopy ring so that it rests on top of the motor housing. Make sure the notches of the canopy ring face towards the ceiling. Next, take the downrod and place it through the large opening of the canopy so that the downrod exits the small hole. Then, place the decorative motor collar cover onto the downrod so that the large opening is at the bottom. Then, take the wires from the fan and insert them through the bottom of the downrod so that they exit through the ball portion of the ball and downrod assembly. Gently pull those wires through until the downrod meets the motor collar. Next, screw the downrod into the motor collar. Once the downrod is completely tight, use a flathead screwdriver to completely tighten the set screw on the motor collar. Then slide the decorative motor collar cover down. The last step is to remove the cardboard motor stops. These are just to prevent the motor from moving during shipment. Now the fan is ready to be hung. Before hanging the fan, it's important to note the slot of the ball and downrod assembly that will align with the tab in the mounting bracket. When hanging the fan, you'll insert the ball into the mounting bracket and then rotate the entire fan assembly until you feel the slot engage the tab in the mounting bracket. The fan will drop slightly when properly seated. To hang the fan, lift the fan assembly up to the ceiling. Note the location of the slot that will align with the tab in the mounting bracket. Insert the ball into the mounting bracket and then rotate the entire fan assembly until you feel that tab engage the slot. The fan will drop into place when properly seated. To prepare the remote, start by removing the battery compartment cover. Install the included battery according to the diagram inside the battery compartment. If you have more than one remote control fan in the house, it's a good idea to change the dip switches in the remote and the receiver. The dip switches in the remote are located inside the battery compartment. The dip switches on the receiver are located under a rubber plug. Simply pull the plug up to expose the dip switches. And use a small tool to set those switches to any combination of up or down. You can set the dip switches to any combination as long as both the remote and the receiver have the same dip switch settings. Once the dip switches are set, replace the rubber plug on the receiver and then replace the battery compartment cover onto the remote. To install the receiver, make sure the flat side of the receiver is facing towards the ceiling. Then insert the receiver with the antenna end first into the mounting bracket so that it rests on top of the ball and downrod assembly. Connect the receiver to the fan by inserting the wire plug from the fan into the wire plug from the receiver. The plugs will snap together when fully connected. Next, take the green wire from the ball and downrod assembly and twist that wire together with the green wire from the mounting bracket. Next, connect the green wires to the bare copper house wire. This is the ground connection. Finish the connection using a plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Next, take the white wire from the receiver and twist that wire together with the white wire from the house supply lines. These are the neutral connections. Twist those two wires together and finish the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Finally, take the red wire from the receiver and twist that wire together with the black house supply wire. Finish the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Once all the wire connections have been made, gently tuck the wires around the mounting bracket and into the outlet box to make room for the canopy to attach. To attach the canopy, align the J-slots of the canopy with the two screws that are still in the mounting bracket that were loosened in the first step, and press the canopy up towards the ceiling and over the screws, and then twist to lock the canopy in place. Next, using the screws that were removed and saved in the first step, insert the screw into the standard screw hole of the canopy and completely tighten using a Phillips head screwdriver. Repeat this process for the screw on the opposite side of the canopy. Once those two screws are completely tightened, completely tighten the 2 screws in the J slots of the canopy. The inside of the canopy ring has 4 slots. Those slots will align with the 4 screws in the canopy. To attach the canopy ring, align those slots with the 4 screws in the canopy, and then lift the canopy ring up towards the ceiling, aligning the slots with the screws, and then twist the canopy ring to lock it in place. When attaching the blade arms, make sure the concave side of the blade is facing towards the floor. Then align the 3 posts of the blade arm with the 3 screw holes in the blade. Insert the posts into the holes on the blade. Next, place the blade support plate onto the blade, making sure that the side labeled "this side up" is facing towards the ceiling. Align the 3 holes of the blade support plate with the 3 screw holes in the blade. Secure all 3 pieces together using the blade attachment screws. Insert and start 1 screw into each of the 3 holes. Once the 3 screws are started, use a Phillips head screwdriver to completely tighten all 3 screws. Repeat this process for the 4 remaining blade assemblies. The blade assembly attaches to the fan using 3 screw holes that will align with 3 screw holes at the base of the motor. It's also important to note the slots in the blade bracket that will align with the ridged bars at the base of the fan motor. When attaching the blade assembly, you'll align the slots of the blade bracket with those ridged bars and then slide it into place, aligning the 3 screw holes in the blade bracket with the 3 screw holes at the base of the motor. Then use the blade bracket attachment screws to secure the fan blade to the motor. When attaching the blade assembly, only start the first 2 screws. Insert the 3rd screw and completely tighten that screw, and then go back and completely tighten the first 2 screws. This will make it easier to attach the blade assemblies, as you may need a little bit of play to align the 2nd and 3rd screws. Repeat this process for the 4 remaining blade assemblies. Once all the blade assemblies have been attached, go back and make sure that all of the screws are completely tightened before proceeding. The light kit pan attaches to the fan using 2 keyhole slots and 1 standard screw hole. These will align with the 3 screws on the black bracket at the base of the motor. Begin by removing and saving one of the 3 screws using a Phillips head screwdriver. Then loosen, but do not remove, the 2 remaining screws in the black bracket. Feed the wires from the fan through the center hole and align the keyhole slots of the light kit pan with those screws in the black bracket, and then push up and twist to hold the light kit pan in place. Then use the screw that was removed and saved and a Phillips head screwdriver and insert the screw into the standard screw hole of the light kit pan. Completely tighten that screw and then tighten the 2 remaining screws in the keyhole slots. The LED module connects to the light kit pan using 2 keyhole slots and 1 standard screw hole. These will align with the 3 screws on the outer edge of the light kit pan. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, remove and save one of the 3 screws from the light kit pan, and then loosen but do not remove the 2 remaining screws. Connect the light kit to the fan by connecting the light kit white wire to the fan white wire and the light kit blue wire to the fan blue wire using the Easy Snap connector plugs. Lift the LED module up and align the keyhole slots with the 2 screws that were loosened in the light kit pan. Push up and twist to engage the screws in the keyhole slots. Then use the screw that was removed and saved and a Phillips head screwdriver and insert the screw into the standard screw hole of the LED module. Completely tighten that screw and then tighten the 2 remaining screws. The light shade uses a twist lock system to connect to the fan. There are 3 flat sides on the light shade that will align with the 3 nubs inside the light kit pan. Align the flat sides of the light shade with the 3 nubs in the light kit pan, then press the light shade up and twist clockwise until tight. The fan is controlled by the included remote control. Press the power button to turn the fan and light on and off. Press the fan speed button to cycle through the fan's 3 speeds. Press and release the light control button to turn the light on or off. Press and hold the light button to cycle through the dimming function. The color temperature button will allow you to cycle through the 3 light settings of the LED module. The default setting is for soft white at 3000K. Press and release this button to change the color settings. It will cycle from soft white to daylight to warm white and back to soft white. This fan features a 3-speed reversible motor. The manual reverse switch is located on the top of the motor housing. The factory default is switched left to create a downward airflow for use during the warmer months. If you want to reverse the airflow, place the switch in the right position to create an upward airflow and pull warm air from the ceiling and push it down into the room. Make sure the fan is off before reversing the switch. Congratulations, your ceiling fan installation is now complete. Time to kick back with a nice tall beverage and enjoy your new fan. If you found this video helpful, please click like and subscribe down below, and that'll help other people find it as well. Thanks for watching, and as we always say around here, keep it breezy.